So Battlefield is getting quite the facelift lately. I've got a bunch of stuff to cover, and I'm going to try to cover it as succinctly and as quickly as possible in this video. First up is Battlefield Premium for Hardline. So this is kind of been getting quite mixed reviews. Everyone's either really likes it or really doesn't, and I think a majority of people aren't liking it. Which I'm actually semi-surprised by, and I'll get into that in just a sec. So first of all, what is Premium in Hardline? What you're going to get is a competitive ladder, and I assume that's going to have some sort of matchmaking instituted in it somehow, kind of like Counter-Strike. But you're definitely getting some sort of competitive component. That was one of the first things I mentioned. The second thing is a gun bench, which I assume is kind of like Medal of Honor Warfighter. You can go watch videos of that on YouTube and you can see what that looks like. I think it's just basically where you have like a little bench, a 3D bench, and you can manipulate your gun. And I think that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not something that really breaks the game or anything, and it just kind of adds a little something fun for people that maybe you're paying a little bit more. The other thing is prestige classes, which I don't really care for. I never cared for that. It was in Titanfall, and it started in like, what was it, Call of Duty. I never really cared for that. Levels... The only time I've ever cared about my level really is in Counter-Strike, and you know, I think it's just because of that competitive matchmaking scene and stuff that goes on kind of behind the scenes that actually makes me care. But in Call of Duty, I never cared what level I was, and maybe that's just because I don't really play it that hardcore, but I don't really think that's as important. So I'm not too thrilled about that. I mean, I don't not like it, but I certainly don't really care for it. English. The other thing is the DLCs. You of course get the typical four DLCs that always come with your premium access. So there's 4 of them. I'm not going to list them because you can go look at them yourself. But there's only 2 that really kind of caught my eye, and one of them mentioned this intense destruction. So what I hope for is, you know, I don't really care about Levolution as much. Like, sure, that's cool, put in Levolution, but I care more about micro destruction because I really want to see some Zeba Tower, some of that like first level of Battlefield 3 stuff where you're just shredding the environment to bits. That's more of what I want to see. So if we can get micro destruction in there, which it seems like there might be in that DLC, then that would be superb. Now, as I said, I don't remember the names, but you can go check that out. The other thing is there's going to be one that kind of sounds reminiscent of Trouble in Terrorist Town, TTT for CS:GO, or for Gary's mod. And that sounds kind of interesting. That definitely piqued my interest. Is it gonna be as like successful or popular as TTT? I don't know, and we don't actually know if that's what it's going for. What it was mentioned was that one of the DLCs will have a person that can backstab and maybe a double agent on your team. So there's some interesting concepts I think they're being put out there, and I think that's fine. It's great when companies like this kind of take risks, branch out, try something new, and don't just give you the run-of-the-mill DLCs. So that sounds superb in my book. Now, in regards to this whole premium situation, there was one thing that really rubbed me the wrong way, and that was this idea that we're only going to offer competitive matchmaking to the premium community. What you're doing then is you're cutting off so many people. I don't have the numbers, and I don't know the numbers, but I can imagine not everyone gets premium. Sure, there's going to be a lot of people that get it, but not everybody. And you're limiting the amount of skill and potential and just diversity of the matchmaking community if you don't offer it to everyone. So I really think that was a big mistake, and I'm hoping they rethink that, perhaps change it, because I know a lot of people share that same opinion. With the whole competitive thing, prestigious, gun bench and everything, I understand where they're coming from, and I admire that they're trying to add more features to the whole premium access deal thingamabob. Before, premium was simply just buying the DLCs in a bundle, in a bulk. Now they've actually added features that makes it a little bit more worth it because you're actually getting something on top of the DLC. So I admire them for doing that. And I don't see very many people recognizing that. This isn't all a bad thing. We knew premium was coming. There was no doubt about it. EA is not going to lose out on their potential to get, what is it, like $110 or more off of their game. They're gonna charge you for premium. So the idea that premium would be free, while I would love that and I would welcome that, I don't see being very feasible. But enough about Hardline for now. Battlefield 4 has still got quite a kick in her step. There's a patch released today that moved everything that was in CTE and moved it into the vanilla game. So now you're going to get things like a more responsive game, You have this spawn delay, which means if your teammate that you want to spawn on is in combat, it won't just let you spawn on them. It'll have it kind of like blocked out. So I'm all for that because I hated spawning and then dying immediately. That was not good. That made me sad, Brad. Sad Brad. The other thing was soldier collisions have been improved, so you don't really get caught on little invisible obstacles. Thank the Lord. Oh my gosh. That was really annoying. I hated that. And hopefully we won't have any like Mario jumps, people just like jumping up. Or anyways. The most important thing for me too was squad obliteration, which I have quite a bit of gameplay as you've seen here. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that. It's nothing like CSGO or the potential that Hardline has for competitive games, but it certainly had its own flair, and I enjoyed it just to kind of hold me over and quench my thirst until Hardline gets released. What saddens me is the death of the straw. No longer will the straw be as viable as it was before. I tried it, and it sucked major donkey butt. Turning radius is now and yeah, just don't use it anymore. Well, you can, but you're gonna probably shoot it down to the ground and kill yourself. Just out of all the sheer anger that you'll have at your inability to kill even a cockroach on your kitchen counter. Well, that's all the content you're gonna get here at this joint. I hope you Jabberwockies are having a splendiferous afternoon, and I'll see you guys in the next video.